Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This will be my top 10 stocks as we head into Friday, September 9th. This will be a technical analysis breakdown. So if you're someone that uses charts within your trading, or maybe you're just interested in learning more about charts and how they can be used as a tool to help make good decisions as a trader, this will be a video for you. First off, a couple of clarification points. This price you see over here will be moving around, and then the candlestick right there, as they're called, will also be moving. That's because the market's still open for a small amount of time, and I like to do these videos when the market is still open because sometimes we can capture some really interesting late day price movement. And then second, I'll be using the 30-minute time frame, meaning each one of these candlesticks, again as they're called, represents 30 minutes worth of time. So stock number one here, RUBY, and a very nice movement today, and even more so going forward, a very nice pattern. And I need to be very clear in me drawing this pattern. I'm not trying to imply this is a special skill that I have. I'm not trying to imply this is a great discovery on my part. The exact opposite. I assure you, a lot of people around the world are going to be drawing this pattern. And I say all that because when a lot of people are watching the same pattern and wondering the same things, call it a self-fulfilling prophecy, call it whatever you want, it can produce some very dynamic movement. So the first part of this pattern is going to be this breakout area right up here around $1.44. The other part of this pattern is going to be the upwards trend. So yeah, after that big move, the price did start to go sideways. But within the sideways movement, the price actually did have a little bit of a bias move in the upwards direction. And that's what that green line there is representing. And then just to draw this all in one, so we have, or all in one color, excuse me, make it easier to see, have our resistance, have our support. We have the big momentum move right there. And then for you golfers out there, let's make it a little bit more visual. We'll put our golf hole down there. So this would be known as a bull pennant pattern. So while nothing is guaranteed, my point is this, that is it valid? Is it logical to think that if the price comes up here and gets a break to the upside of that pattern, that that break could create additional buying pressure? That is certainly not a guaranteed outcome, but a more than plausible outcome to think that could happen. So if you like to play bull pennants, if you like to play this price range, here you go. Next one here, SNAP, Snapchat, and I'm going to keep this very brief, and I put this right here in the watch list for this very reason, because I'm not going to sit here and repeat myself, but this should all look relatively familiar. Have a breakout point. We have our support point. Now, does it look the exact same? No, but same general concept, big move, and then the price is now consolidated. So let me draw up the pattern here once again, and to remind you, not trying to impress you, not trying to imply this is a great discovery. A lot of people are going to be watching this pattern, the big explosive move, the golf hole down here for the bull pennant pattern. So same exact pattern, same exact premise, guarantees, absolutely not. But is it valid to think that if the price can get a break up through that top part of the pattern, that that break could lead to more upside buying pressure? That is certainly a plausible outcome that could, derive from it. So same, only difference here being a little bit higher of a price. So if you like to play more so this price range, then you have same exact overall pattern. Next, ticker symbol IMRA, and did this one previously. And first off, anybody that bought that resistance breakout right there, which I talked about in yesterday's video, congratulations, bought the resistance, and then you can, bought the, make the break, and then made a fantastic move upwards, which brings about the first key update that needs to be made. And this update is just based on a foundational rule in charting, which states when levels of resistance are broken and closed above, you want to see them act as support. So now moving forward, right here around 203, it's going to be that ideal level of support. Ideal meaning for Ask Clay, what would make this chart look the absolute best moving forward? And that would be, yeah, ideally speaking, if the price can stay above 203. But if the price does break below it, doesn't mean that it's the end of the world, doesn't mean the chart's destroyed, because from more so the overarching standpoint, it's all about that purple line there, the 50-period moving average. Keyword there being moving. So as time goes by, that line's going to move itself higher and higher. So it's essentially like a trend line that's going to draw itself for you. So as long as the price stays above the overall quote-unquote trend line, then that still does imply that the trend is in the bull's favor. But yeah, ideally, if the price can stay above that 203 mark, that'd be fantastic. In terms of next potential battlegrounds, very clear here, just a question of where did the party and momentum finally stop today. That was essentially right up there at 247, so keep an eye on that from the resistance standpoint. But overall, the trend continues. Next one here, ticker symbol AMC, and this will mean a bit more to those of you that watched the video from yesterday, but I talked about this area up here right around this 867, 868 mark as that key level of resistance. And right here, the power of charts. Made the move up, and then you can see, surprise, surprise, had multiple occasions where the price got up to that area and just couldn't quite push through it. But the good news is that it was still higher highs and higher lows on the day compared to what was playing out here. So you can see those lows here, but the lowest it got this morning was up here, not to insult your intelligence, but very clearly that low is quite a bit higher than that one. So things are still trending in the upwards direction. The point here being is, and not shocking, but yeah, the price is struggling with this 868 mark, which now brings about the almost self-fulfilling prophecy type angle of things, because a bunch of people, notice this, and they're going to be wondering, okay, well, if the price can actually get up to that level and can actually get a high volume break, could that lead to upside buying pressure? That's certainly a plausible outcome. Once more, and I'm going to probably say this a million more times, not guaranteed, but it is at least a rational way of thinking. So overall, nice movement on AMC. Sure, it's struggling with that, forecasted 868 mark, but if the price can get a good push through there, you could get some good self-fulfilling prophecy upside momentum. Next one here, AMD, and put strategically in the watch list, so I'm not sitting here repeating myself. I can fly through it, but we have this level here that a bunch of people are watching right up at the 83.50 mark. Rejected the price a couple times here, and then once again right here. But like AMC, same general concept. Yeah, maybe a little annoying that it did get rejected at that area, but when you look at the lows from here, and then you look at that low, clearly that low higher than that one, which is great. So the trend is still up, working its way in the upwards direction. It's putting in higher lows, higher highs, but it's all about that area right there, and can the price break through it? So like I said, generally speaking, same premise as AMC, but here we have AMD, and we'll see if the price can indeed get a push up through that $83.50 mark. Real quickly, I wanted to take a break and personally invite you to get signed up for this free live online training that I'm offering. So if you've been enjoying what you've seen and you want to learn more about this tool, how it can and should be used, and why it's just so powerful in helping to build consistency, then certainly get signed up for the free training. If you're watching on YouTube, there's a link in the description box. If you're watching at my site, there's an area right there on the webpage that you can click to get signed up. Now, one special note here, because it's truly a live event, a couple things. I have 5 kids, so I understand if you already have something on your schedule this evening, go ahead and drop me an email, because the live event will be recorded, and then after I get it uploaded and added to the site, I'd be happy to email you a link to the replay so you can see it. Or who knows, maybe you're watching this on Friday morning and you've just flat out missed the event altogether. Again, in that situation, go ahead, drop me an email, and I would be happy to send you a link to the recording. Now, if you can make it live, then yeah, hopefully I'll see you here in just a few hours. But overall, if you've been enjoying what you've seen and you want to learn more, then definitely either get signed up for the training or just drop me an email. Next one here, MULN, and this one was just one big old gap and trap today, pump and dump, whatever catchy slogan you want to use for it. But just a brutal, brutal day to think that this thing, like I said, a gap and trap. So it closed right there on Wednesday, opened up right here, hence the gap. And then after the opening bell rang, price went all the way up there. And true story, there were some poor souls buying up around that area. And then from there, the rest is history. Not only did it go back to that green line, that support, it just kept going. And where it is right now, it's literally at its lows from all the way back down here before that big move started. So like I said, just a nasty, nasty move, which now means all eyes are certainly going to be watching this level right down here at, let's see, what is that? The 60-cent mark. 60 cents, to give some credit where credit's due, has done a good job of holding support. You can see support there, and now it's not quite at 60 cents, but again, one of those areas where all eyes are going to be watching that level and saying, okay, what happens at 60 cents? If the price falls below it, you got to think people are probably going to start waving the white flag, causing just a cascade of more selling pressure. But to be fair, it's bounced twice from there before. Does that mean it'll happen again? Of course not, no guarantees. But is it plausible? Is it logical to think that it could bounce from 60 cents? Yeah, you have that when you have these 2 data points of previous times where it's happened. But the underlying, the common denominator here is everybody and their brother's uncle will be watching 60 cents. Next one here, TSLA Tesla, and very, very nice move. Once again, just building upon that momentum that was established over the past couple of days. Talked about that area of resistance. You can see got the breakout right here of it this morning. Classic example of breaking, coming down here, back testing it, and then up it went from that area. So like I said, you could throw that right into a textbook in terms of resistances acting as supports. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of those levels as they've served their purpose for now. But let's squeeze down the chart, because the next level here that you got to think a lot of people are going to be watching is right around where the price has been struggling. Let me bring that down to that area right there at, what is that, $289. If you go through the history of things, you can see 289 was a level of support. So just classic rules, when levels of support are broken, they tend to act as resistance. You can see resistance there, and even as I speak right now, and this is why I like to do these when the market's open, because who knows, maybe this thing's about to break up through 289 as I speak. So that'll be the main question that you're gonna have to ask yourself is, where does this ultimately close? If it is up above 289, well, now you have a breakout underway. So it's a question of, is this the start of something bigger? But as it stands right now, the question is more so, is this going to break out? Either way are both very interesting dynamics, and that's the idea of a watch list, to find unique, to find interesting dynamics, and not randomly rush out and buy anything, but to watch it. and then see if it behaves in a way that ultimately fits your strategy. So whether you're somebody that's always liking the question of, is it going to break out? Or, okay, it did break out, but is this the start of a much bigger breakout? Both of those look like they could be in play here. So Tesla, great move, knocking on 289 door right now. So let's see what happens with it. But no doubt about it, a lot of people are going to be watching and curious about that 289 level. Next one here, PIXY. And again, good example of why I like to do these when the markets are open. Last time I was looking at this, I was not seeing what I'm seeing now. But look at this. Last 30 minutes, kaboom, huge volume, or excuse me, huge green candle, huge volume down there, which, as I was just saying, unique. Interesting situations. I would officially classify this as a unique, as an interesting situation. And just from a technical point of view, impressive, because there is this level right here of resistance, which put the breakout point right around the, let's just call it $28 mark. And you can see that after being rejected both there and there, the last 30 minutes has officially broken through that level. And again, all this is occurring on big green volume. So it throws out, it's more than valid to get that big question mark out there. Is this the start of something much bigger? To be fair, maybe it's not. Maybe this thing just all of a sudden decides to roll back over. That is completely possible. However, it's a two-sided coin because, well, maybe it is the start of something bigger, and this thing is going to be back up into the 40s here. We'll see what happens, but anyway you slice it, very, very impressive last 30 minutes. Got the breakout of the trend line, so let's see if this is indeed the start of something even bigger. Next, VTGN, and I like this one just based on the fact of it's pulled back and has created a little bit better of a risk profile because, you know, and the nice thing here is, and it doesn't guarantee anything, but you know, for the people, you know, buying up around here, it was always, I don't know, am I the sucker that's buying the top? Am I suffering from FOMO, right? Fear of missing out? Am I going to be that guy that buys the top? And at this point, because of the pullback, all those fears have been eliminated. Again, does that guarantee that you're going to have a winning trade? No, of course not. But at least you now know that you're not chasing the price and you're buying a pullback more so than just some sort of overextended breakout. So if you do like to play these scenarios where you know that it can move and move strong, we have the proof of that right there. And now it's pulling back. Well, now you know you're not chasing. Now, to be fair, as I was just saying, there are two-sided coins because, well, maybe this pullback is actually a full-blown reversal and this thing's going right back to where it started. That's why risk management matters. But again, two-sided coin because, well, maybe this is just a healthy pullback and all of a sudden this thing, you know, returns back upwards. So like I said, the proof is in the pudding. This thing can move and move very quickly. It has pulled back, so at least you know you're not chasing the price. So do you think that this is going to be some sort of healthy consolidation? That's why risk management matters. But yeah, and for those of you who like to play penny stocks, keep an eye on it. Next one, RIVN, and same general idea of these last ones that I've been talking about these breakouts occurring. So yeah, late day here, good solid breakout of the highs of 3660. So you have that breakout, and not as much as PIXY. You still do have that last 30-minute volume bar. You can see right there, you know, higher than what these other consolidation bars were here. Now, clearly not as much as the opening 30 minutes, but still good high volume, nice breakout. So now we can officially ask the question, hey, is this the start of something bigger? And if it is the start of something bigger and this thing keeps on moving, let's figure out where some next potential areas of resistance are going to be with that next key level up here. Let's see, what is that? Right there at about $37. I want to make sure I'm getting this right. Yeah, right around $37.15. And I suppose, let me map out one more just in case this move just keeps exploding, with the next key level of resistance after that being right up there around $38.75. But no doubt about it, huge volume today, nice price movement. And then, you know, kind of the cherry on top is you got the late day breakout. So is this late day breakout going to carry into Friday? Let's see what happens. So that wraps up the top 10. Again, if you like what you saw here and you want to learn more about this tool, then certainly get signed up for the free training. Or like I said, if you're going to, you know, miss it, because like I said, I understand it is this evening, Thursday, September 8th at 7 p.m. Eastern. So if you already have something on your schedule or you're just watching this on Friday morning, you've missed it, like I said, drop me an email, clay@claytrader.com. The event will be recorded. So after it's completed, after I get it uploaded, I'd be happy to send you a link to where you can watch the replay of it. But again, if you can make it live, then definitely get signed up and I'll see you here in just a few hours. As far as these top 10 videos are concerned, if you enjoy this format, do two things for me. Hit the like button and leave a comment. Tell me what you traded today. Tell me what you're watching tomorrow, or give me a request and say, hey, Clay, can you do this chart in the following top 10? And I can do my best to try to do so. But by hitting that like button and leaving a comment, you help out the YouTube algorithm, you help out the channel, which I really appreciate. So you doing those two things, thank you in advance. So hopefully I'll see you here in just a few hours. If not, go ahead, drop me an email. Everybody, thanks for watching. Take care. Have a good one.